Good morning. Blessings and abundant grace to you and yours this absolutely marvelous Wednesday morning. And I do pray that today you're walking in a manner worthy of the grace by which you've been called. And I really pray that you're walking in the grace by which you've been called. If you haven't, you need to seek the Lord right now. Time's running out, folks. Well, we've been talking about Abraham, except for yesterday we talked about John a little bit, but I want to go back to Abraham, just like I told you we were going to do today. And the scripture multiple times says Abraham believed God, and it was reckoned to him as righteousness. But sometimes our believing in God is not the same as believing God, because God comes along sometimes and he says, I want you to do thus and such. And you'll immediately say, who, me? I've asked a lot of people to pray over the many, many years of pastoring. And I'll tell you what, sometimes it's like a deer in the headlights. But it's not that I ask, because I pray and I ask the Lord, who do you want me to ask to pray? And some of them will do it, and some of them will just freeze up and won't do it at all. But the reality is that God calls us to come out of our comfort zone, and sometimes he calls us to do strange and peculiar things. This is what God said to Abram. He said, Abraham. Abraham says, here am I, Lord. Well, he was accessible, and so God says to him, he says, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take your son, your only son, Isaac. God didn't count Ishmael as a son at all. He only counted Isaac. And he says, I want you to take Isaac to a place that I'll show you, and I want you to offer him as a sacrifice to me. Oh, my goodness. That'll scare you. It'll scare me, I guarantee that. I would probably say, Lord, is that really you? Because that kind of goes against how we think about God. But, God's going to work it all out in the end, and we'll see more of that in the next couple of days. But the reality is that God said, Abraham said, I'm here. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your son and offer him as a sacrifice at a place that I will show you. And you know what? Abraham took Isaac and all the accoutrements that he needed for sacrifice, and away he went. If you want to hear more about this story, you'll have to tune in tomorrow, because I'm out of time today. God bless you, and I really pray that you're walking in a manner worthy of the grace by which you've been called. God bless you. Bye-bye.